Cart, the number one team in the Big East is in action on Saturday. That's Villanova. Kyle Neptune, Mr. Turtleneck himself. I know that you don't like to see it, but you're seeing it right now. Villanova is undefeated in Big East play. Their only losses this season have come to those crappy Philadelphia-based teams. So I still don't know what to make of this team. The battle for Atlantis champions, the team that now has a road win over Creighton and a home win over Xavier that got a little dicey at the end. They've been doing all this without Justin Moore, which seems even more impressive. But at home against Seton Hall, or sorry, not Seton Hall, St. John's. We just did the Seton Hall preview. St. John's, Ricky P, that man. Are you telling me you're going to trust Kyle Neptune over Ricky P in this game, Card?
No, first of all, because there's not a coach in the country I think I would trust over Kyle Neptune, to be honest. Or sorry, I would not trust against Kyle Neptune. That's the thing. But, slowly but surely, Slick Rick's been having these boys, slowly building. They had the loss against Michigan, which obviously we saw he being a Michigan fan and Doug dog walking them.
Great loss.
They had
Great loss.
Okay. And then you had, I believe it was like the Charleston tournament, like the Feast Week tournament, where they lost 2 games. They finally won their final one against Utah, I believe it was. But slowly but surely, you've been seeing like guys just being hoopers. And that's the thing with me with St. John's. They just got guys that can hoop, and Rick just kind of lets them hoop. And now they're starting to buy in a little bit more to combine with that, just go out there and let them hoop. And I don't think the talent was ever an issue. Like I think we both think highly of guys on the team like Soriano, Dingle, Dennis Jenkins and other guys on this St. John's team. So it's a team that I think is safe to say I don't think any Big East team wants to go face up with St. John's. And that might not be like a talent thing, but I just don't know if Big East is ready to go head up face to face with Slick Rick. I think they fear him a little bit. Do I think that's warranted? That's another discussion for another video. But I think that he does strike fear in people.
He 100% does. And I was going to call you out, but you self-corrected there. They're not afraid of St. John's. They're afraid of Ricky P. And Ricky P is a bad man. That's a bad man.
Ricky P's not a thing either. It's Slick Rick, isn't it?
Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like it's my thing, and I have weird things. Like
okay.
Like Daddy Brad, Ricky P. It's who he is. Pitino, Ricky P. I think this team was really struggling for much of the beginning of the season. Like they lost games they shouldn't have lost, but they lost to the tough teams on their schedule. They beat the bad teams on their schedule. Other than Utah on a neutral, that was the one notable result. But like that was the story through December 16th for the most part, before Big East play, right? Notably during that time, I actually want to play a quick quiz game with you. Do you know what Ricky P was concerned with back during those days? Like he had some press conference moments and, he's trying to learn his guys and coach his team. You know what Ricky P was tweeting about most of the time back in those days?
What?
Politics.
Okay.
He was. As actually Ricky P's head was on politics for the first month of the season. You know what Ricky P's been fixated on for 2 weeks?
Hoop.
Dan Hurley. Okay? The best team in this league.
Wait. So Ricky P has a chip. Ricky P's is on a menace tour.
Cart, we were both right. You said coming into the season that Ricky P was cooked. Ricky P's just cashing his checks. You were right. My man wanted to go home and watch CNN. That's what he was on. And then Dan Hurley, the reigning national champion, the baddest MFer in this league right now, coach of the best team in this league, if not one of the best 3 teams in the country, came in and made it personal with Ricky P. That's the last, any coach with a brain, any coach who's not a madman would know to never do that. Just let Ricky P go sit in his lazy boy recliner with CNN with the tweets fired up. That's what we were doing, and St. John's wasn't terrifying at all. And now Dan Hurley made it personal. And ever since Dan Hurley made it personal, Ricky P is on a mission to destroy everything in his sight, which means everything in the Big East. All he's done since is blow out Xavier, blow out Butler, take UConn to the wire. This is a different basketball team, and I think it's a different Rick Pitino. And if they weren't afraid of Rick Pitino before, They damn sure better be afraid now.
There's an old Big East coaches group chat, and everyone hit it up like, Dan, why? Why antagonize the guy? Look what you've done. Look what you started.
Mhm.
Like that's what I mean, I go back to this. People should be scared of Ricky P when he is on this type of time. And and it would be really scary if the players buy into it too. Like I'm not sure when I know this isn't a St. John's UConn preview, but whenever that game is, my word, that's going to be some high level hoop. But the way that Villanova has also been flirting with like losing in these, like they're winning these games. Credit to them for winning the games. They've also been flirting with losing these basketball games, and other teams that had a chance to beat them. I see this as a game where St. John's does beat Villanova. Like Villanova maybe flirts with the, get letting the team in it. I think a team like St. John's with a coach like Ricky P and you let them in it, you let them hang around, you give them a chance. Like I would not be the least bit surprised if one, St. John's wins this game, two, if St. John's wins it fairly easily, even.
I won't say it's going to be easy, but I think you're right.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I just if Justin Moore's not in the game, I don't think the talent favors Villanova in a crazy way. And I know people like this transfer class, but like TJ Bamba, Jordan Longino versus Jordan Dingle, Dennis Jenkins, Naheem Aline. Like I like St. John's guys there. Eric Dixon, I think, is a killer. He's been phenomenal. Joel Soriano's also killer. He's been phenomenal. So like the wild card is how much is Chris Ledlum playing? Probably too much for my liking. But also, like, isn't Chris Ledlum, even in his current state, better than Tyler Burton?
It's better than Lance Ware.
Right. So like they kind of have similar roster builds, even if they do things differently. And it's talented guards with a star big man and then a mess at the four. And I think I like St. John's mess more. I certainly like Ricky P more than I like Kyle Neptune. Like, are you
That's what I'm saying. If we're going mess on mess and roster on roster, and let's call it without Justin Moore, maybe somewhat of a wash, and you're telling me I got to stare down draw Wild West style with Kyle Neptune and his turtleneck and Ricky P with the slick back, like, come on, man. That Ricky P's making light work of that.
Yeah. Yeah, the one wild card is like every Villanova game comes down to 3-point shooting because they give up so many threes and they shoot so many threes. They don't like they don't guard the three particularly well. They don't make the three particularly well. But it's just like that's the whole game is going to be 3-point variance. I wish St. John's was a little better from three in this game to feel confident in it. Like they don't to me have like any knockdown guys you're worried about, but they're not bad from three. And the other one thing profile wise, St. John's is like awesome offensive rebounding, third in the country in offensive rebound percentage. Villanova is very good at preventing offensive boards. So it's kind of this game at the end here. This game feels like strength on strength on both sides of the floor, weakness on weakness on both sides of the floor, even matchup personnel wise. Comes down to coaching.
St. John's. St. John's by 7.
Taking St. John's as well. I think it's maybe a buzzer beater game. I think it'll be a close game, but give me St. John's. Give me Ricky P. And let's revisit this Ricky P revenge theory because I like it. I like it a
I
lot.
like it too.
I
And
might
they,
have,
and he has a UConn player.
yeah, I might have to grab the FBI hat if we're really getting into Rick Pitino revenge narratives.